Friends, hello, welcome back. So first off, let me apologize if my eyes look a little weird. My allergies are killing me today, and so I had to take my contact out of my right eye, and so I kind of look like a freaking husky right now. I got a blue eye and a gray eye. I'm going to try to do the best I can seeing, but I needed to let this eye rest, and I didn't want to put my glasses on, so we're going to make the best out of it. With that said, I am pretty excited about this video. I know a couple days ago I did some videos and posted them, and I said that I was expecting some stuff. It's stuff that I pre-ordered quite a while ago. I said it was some Batman stuff, and I'd kind of forgotten about it because the pre-order was so long ago. But I didn't know how excited I was for this stuff until I got here today. But it's really, really cool. This is going to be the Mezco company, Mezco Toys, which I don't know why I expected any different. I've gotten Mezco Toys stuff. I got the 1966 Batman playset from them, which unfortunately is in storage. I haven't really had a chance to play with it yet because I moved not long after I got it. But to take a look at it, but I did open it up and take a look, and it looked really, really nice. But this is going to be the 1989 Batman, which of course is my favorite. I love the 66 Batman stuff. But 89, I was 9 years old, so that's kind of the one that really hit me. Of course, I had watched Super Friends growing up and all that stuff, but this was the big movie, and the new Batmobile and the new Batman and Joker. It just looked really cool. I loved it, and I've always loved it, and I had all those action figures back in the day when I was a kid that came out, and they got, I don't know, traded, sold, lost, broken along the way, and have all disappeared by now for me. But these guys are really cool. They're smaller than those, which I don't mind at all. I have miniatures. There's something about miniatures that I just like. I know my Star Trek action figures, I've always liked the Galoob figures better than the Playmates ones. I designed my whole 3D printed Enterprise model off of those figures instead of the bigger ones, and then Diamond Select got into even bigger figures, and well, they're all cool and they're neat. I don't know. I like the little ones. So these aren't quite as small as those guys, but they're smaller, and I'm pretty excited. So we'll get started. We got 3 of the action figures that are released, and then the Batmobile. And they have come out with a second set of figures, which I also do have pre-ordered, but I don't think they're going to be coming out until like middle of the year, maybe. So we'll see. And of course, we'll do another video at that point in time on those figures. I'm hoping they come out like a Batwing for these guys. That would be really cool too. But we'll get started. So I've got them in the packaging, and then I've got some out of the packaging so that you can see before, and then we'll take a look at them up close, and then the little accessories and stuff that they came with. Okay. And of course, it is in the same kind of packaging as the 1989 figures came out with, which I love that they decided to go retro with that. You got Batman, Joker, and then the Goon. Now it's Bob, but he has a changeable head, so he can be more than one Goon at a time. And so the next set that's coming out is also the same. There's another Goon that's got an interchangeable head so that he can be more than one person at a time. So Bob's the one that's packaged, but there is another Goon in there, and we'll take a look at that. So I'll show you guys the packaging up close here. Now, I think the Batman face on this looks pretty similar to Michael Keaton, right? And of course, you got the packaging, and there's Batman. I think for being little figures here, they're pretty good. And what are they? 3.75 maybe? I forgot to look up the size. But there's the packaging. I think he looks pretty good. I like the card art. It's the same yellow and gold, and all of that from back in the day. So really cool. His accessories, interchangeable arms. And again, we'll take a look at all that stuff. And then the back looks pretty similar as well. The purple. And you got Batman there, Joker, and then Goon, and then the Batmobile. And there they are. Now, Joker, his card art doesn't really look like Jack Nicholson. Definitely does not. However, the face does. So that was the part I was worried about. Everybody was talking about maybe not having rights for his face, stuff like that. But I don't know why the card is so off, unless that's more based on the 89 artwork. I'd have to go back and look at the packaging. But luckily, he himself, Joker, does actually look like him. So that was pretty cool. So, and then back is the same. And then, of course, you got Bob here, who kind of resembles Bob. He had one of those faces. He could be just about anybody with the hat, the glasses, and the hair. But, you know, does look like him. Got the hat, the glasses, the outfit, arms there. And then there's the other head. I don't know if you, well, of course, you guys remember, you Batman fans remember the knife-wielding Goon. So, of course, he could change into a couple different people. So, but Bob, as packaged, of course, back is the same. Okay, now, I did open up a set already, and I didn't want to lose their stuff, so small. I love him, though. Look at that guy. I think he's pretty impressive looking. Looks not bad. I don't think it's bad anyway. I think it's pretty impressive. You got the coattails, hat. I think he's pretty cool. I'm really excited about these guys. Obviously, 5 points of articulation, so arms, legs at the waist, and then head. No knee articulation. Unfortunately, with these smaller ones, they don't like to do that, but, you know, it's fine. It's whatever. Now, accessories, all three of them, I'll do this once. They come with a nice little stand, so that's cool. You can put them on the stand. Hollow underneath, so it's not real heavy, but nice little stand to put them on. And then he's got one arm change so that you can pop out his right arm so that he can hold his little megaphone closer up to his mouth. Not really, but, you know, a bent arm is better than a straight arm. So, got those. And then they gave a nice face change for him without his hat on. So if you want to do him without his hat, you can do that, which is a nice little feature. And then very tiny, his little cane. Very small, very breakable, but actually it's got some, you know, some detail on it, some paint. It's not just a black stick, which is nice. I have not tried to see how easy it is. Oh, super easy. Super easy to pop them off. So that's good. Super easy to pop them on. So not difficult. Pop off, pop on. I'm always afraid to do that because I'm afraid I'm going to break something. But these are, they're tight enough to hold, but loose enough to pop. Alright, there's Joker. Now we'll do Bob the Goon. And guys, I don't remember the sword wielding guy's name. If he had a name, probably in the credits. I don't think it was used in the movie, but unless he was just a henchman. There he is out of the packaging. I think he looks pretty nice. Right? Got the nice little patch there for, I can't even see it with my one contact eye. Okay, now his stuff. Whoa. Pull it out here. I think this is the video camera. Is really small, and again, I'm having trouble seeing. Doesn't say on the box, but I think that's his camera he used. Tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think that's his camera. And then 2 interchangeable arms to hold the swords for the... Oh, see, I'm going to lose them. To hold the swords for the other guy. Again, patch on the arm still. Nice. And then the swords. Again, nice looking little swords. Double swords. Brown handles. Not bad. And then this guy's screaming face when he was knife yielding. So we'll pop Bob's head off and put this guy's head on so you can see what he looks like that way. So obviously just a head change, matching jackets, which is always nice, matching uniforms. Give him a couple swords and you've got 2 henchmen instead of 1. Which is a nice change and a nice way to save some money. Surprising for a toy company. Oh, the big man, big man. Alright, so we got Batman. I think not bad. Is that focused? Yeah. There he is. Now, plastic cape. Soft plastic cape instead of a cloth cape, which I like. Holds the shape better. Doesn't come unraveled. Doesn't tear as easy. I think that's a nice thing. I don't ever mind if they're plastic, honestly. Most of the cloth capes, especially the ones McFarlane's done lately, have just been crap anyway. And then, of course, he's got arm changes, left and right, to be bent, and they're fists instead of open, so you can go to pound town on the bad guys and punch them up. And then he's got his grappling gun. There it is. And like that. Again, looks breakable. There's another little tiny one. His little battery that he can hold. So a nice little looking battery. Nice detail on it, I think, for that size. And we'll leave Batman out here so that we can do the Batmobile. Okay? So, again, we got the Batmobile. Awesome looking box, very similar to the 80s, right? And got the shield. It does come with a bat shield, which is really cool again. And the bat shield on this one is a little heavier construction than the very thin plastic one that came out in the 80s, so it probably will last longer, but I would definitely still be careful with it. Here's the back for everybody. Nice look at that guy. And then opening canopy, attachable rocket flame, turns as the Batmobile rolls, and then flip up weapons. So more things than the 89 Batmobile had, obviously. And it's got the canopy, which the other one did not, until later, the second movie, I think. And, of course, we've got our little instruction book, on how to open and close the canopy, how to open and close the guns, push on the sides of the panels, and then the flame for the back. Now, the packaging on this Batmobile, very impressive. I really like the packaging on this. Very sturdy, very solid. So, got a nice plastic to protect it very well, to keep that bat shield especially really safe in storage if you're storing it, so that it doesn't get messed up in the loose box. So I really appreciate that. Very nice. And the bat shield. Again, it's a thin plastic, but it is thicker. I don't know if you can really tell the thickness. More sturdy, thicker than the one that came out in the 80s. But of course, plastic's gotten better, and I think Mezco learned from, was it Kenner? Their mistakes. Maybe not quite as much detail in it, but I still think it's pretty awesome that they threw that in there, included it, because none of them since have. So I think that's nice, and we'll try it on the car and all that as well. Here, oh, I need to get that out. Okay, so a look at the car here. I think it's pretty nice. Nice detail. I just love this vehicle so much. It's just very cool design. Again, not a lot of color on it, but I like it. Wheels are nice. It does have stuff on the side, of course. The lights, clear plastic or transparent red, and canopy just slides down, which is very nice. It's on the track. Doesn't open super far. No paint or anything, no decals. There is buttons and detail, but no color or decals or anything. Steering wheel does turn a little bit, but I'd be careful not to snap it off. Unfortunate that there's no painting or anything on the inside. Would have been nice to have some authentic color and stuff, but you know, what can you do? Is a two-seater. I do like that they put 2 seats in there. Again, most of them are all 1 seat, which always bothered me because obviously the Batmobile was 2 seats. We'll see how he fits in here with his plastic cape. Okay. He's in. He's in. His cape's in. So he is tight, but he does fit. In 1 seat, you could probably squeeze another one in there with his cape. It's a little tight because his cape does hang over a little bit. But, you know, you could put a Vicky Vale in there. I like, though, that they did do the 2 seats, even though they're close together. And it does close, so it does fit with him in there, which is nice. The guns on the side, there's a little button. Is that the button? So there was a button. Nope. I thought it said there was a button on the side. They just flip up. So my bad. They just flip up. Even easier. So machine guns flip up. I swear that said there was a button on the side. Machine guns can flip up and down. Oh no, it just says gently push to rotate. So I So I gently push. I thought it was a button. Not a button, my bad. So just push, rotate, machine guns, which is fine. A nice feature. Not as cool as the missiles maybe in the first one, but more accurate. And we'll take a look at the flame. So you got a transparent, orangish, yellowish flame for the back. That just slides in the center. It says it rotates as the wheels rotate. So can you guys see that? It doesn't want to focus. So back wheels, you spin them, it does rotate. I guess a little bit more like flames. Interesting little feature. Not bad. So that is it. I am not disappointed. I am not unhappy. I think the figures look good. I think they're really well painted. They're well detailed. The faces look good. The patches look good. The packaging, of course, reminds me of my childhood. So, of course, that makes it good. I don't have any complaints with them. I think they're going to be fun to display. It really gets me wanting to do a 3D diorama of his Batcave now, which I've wanted to do for a long time. I've got some file designs, some downloaded, some I'm doing myself, some that I wanted to put together, but I got busy with that Fortress of Solitude thing. And unfortunately, the Batcave is going to have to wait until I am in my own place here in this new state, just because I don't have the space while I'm staying with family to do any more big projects. I didn't really have room for that, but I did it anyway. Just not assembled. But if I do another one, they're going to kick me out. So I've got that, but I'd love to do it in this small scale. I think that would be, number one, it would take up less room, it'd be cheaper. And again, I just love the scale. But yeah, for these are, I mean, they did really well. Again, I mean, for what they are and for the price that they are, I am not disappointed with the vehicle. I'm not disappointed with the figures. They went to a lot of good trouble to make really good sturdy packaging, and you got the bat shield, which again may not be 100%, but it's better than they've come out with since. I'm not upset by any of it. I'm very happy. Today was a good day. It was a good day to see this stuff, and like I said, I'd kind of forgotten about them, but here they are. I'm excited for Wave 2 to get those figures and see those. There's 3 more. Don't ask me what they are because I can't remember. All I know is there is one more goon with changeable heads. And I think it's Batman, maybe in a different pose, like maybe with his cape out or something. And then like another Joker, like the sort of painter sort of hat or whatever you want to call it that he wore, I think. Again, it's been a long time since I pre-ordered those. And I'm hoping for a Batwing. I think that would be really cool. Or if they got into the other movies after and just kept going in this scale with these guys and these vehicles. Love it. Mezco does good stuff. So that's it. Let me know if you guys are getting these, or if now that you've seen this, you've decided to get them, or now that you've seen this, you've decided you don't want to get them. I know some people like the bigger figures. Some people like them if they have a bit more detail. These, I mean, they're not massively detailed, but I don't think it's bad. I mean, really, I think they did a pretty good job for, I even paid $200 something for the McFarlane one, which they couldn't even get the cover paint color right, and still couldn't fit 2 figures in it. Or you can pay $55, $54, get this bad boy, and have a nice little display and have some fun and have a lot more stuff to go with it. I put him in there a little tidy. getting his ears bent down. My bad. But that's my review of the Mezco first wave of 1989 Batman action figures and Batmobile. As always, like, subscribe, comment if you agree, disagree, if you have problems with it, if you're looking at getting it, if you've already got it, if you know if they're going to be coming out with anything other than this wave and the next wave, if they've got vehicles, other vehicles, or a Batcave even or something. I know they did the 66 Batcave. Like I said, that's the set I got. Fortunately, didn't get to take it out and set it up and play with it, but at some point in time when I get my life back together, that's definitely something that I want to take a look at. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I don't know. I know that set's kind of old right now. People have probably seen it, but I haven't, so I own it and I haven't even seen it. But I'm pretty excited. These are going to be fun. They're going to be cool. I'm very happy with them. Today was a good day in the mail. I think that's it. Did a couple videos on projects I'm working on, so all those are up. Go check those out if you want. Did a couple other reactions on some Masters of the Universe stuff, Silverhawks. I don't think anything else is in the mail as of right now. So this was the big one for a while that I had been waiting for. So yay, now I get to plan some 3D stuff that I want to do with these guys. If they don't make a Batwing, maybe I'll make my own Batwing. But I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed. As always, leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.